Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a beginner's tutorial on how to make this puff stitch flower. This is going to be for beginners, so I will go slow and be showing you how to do everything step by step. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I will do my best to respond to you as soon as possible. Anyway, now that's all out of the way, let's begin. Okay, so for this project, you're going to need some scissors, a hook. I'm using a 5.5mm crochet hook, but feel free to use whichever hook size you would like. If you are a beginner, I prefer using a thicker hook because I feel like that would be a little easier to maneuver. And if you have one, you can use a darning needle, but if you don't, that's also fine. And whatever yarn you prefer. I will be using category 4 yarn, but again, if you are a beginner, using a thicker hook and a thicker yarn would be easier to maneuver, but this is what I will be working with today. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and grab your yarn, and you want to get your index finger, this one, and your middle finger, so these two fingers, and you're going to go ahead and get the end of your yarn, and you're going to bring it around in front of your index finger, like so. Now you're going to grab your thumb and you're going to hold on to that yarn right there. Now you're going to go ahead and grab the longer end of yarn, wrap it around the opposite direction, and make sure that it crosses at the top, like so. So the longer end is crossed at the top. And now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and grab your hook. You're going to insert it through this loop right over here. Grab the yarn in the back, pull it forward, like so. And now we're going to chain one. To chain one, you're going to go ahead and yarn over, put your hook down, and pull it through the loop that was on your hook. There's your chain one. And now what you want to do is you want to slowly remove that loop from your two fingers, and now you have this little loop. Don't pull on this little strand of yarn, because if you do, this loop will close, and you don't want that to happen just yet. So this is what you're working with. It looks kind of like a pretzel. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start round number 1. For round 1, we're going to do 6 single crochets into this loop. To do a single crochet, what you're going to do is you're going to be working into this hole right over here, and you're going to go ahead and insert your hook into this hole, like so. Grab yarn, pull up, you have 2 loops on your hook, grab yarn, and pull through both of them. There you have your first single crochet. And we're going to be doing 4 more for a total of 5 single crochets. So again, go ahead and insert your hook into this circle, grab yarn, pull up, you have 2 loops on your hook, grab yarn, and pull through 2. Okay, we're going to do that 3 more times. Insert your hook, grab yarn, pull up, you have 2 loops on your hook, grab yarn, and pull through 2. Okay, insert your hook into the loop, grab yarn, pull up, you have 2 loops on your hook, grab yarn, pull through 2. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more. Insert your hook, grab yarn, pull up, you have 2 loops on your hook, grab yarn, and pull through 2. And now you have 5 single crochet stitches. And to count them, you can see these little V's that are forming at the top. Ignore the first one, that does not count. This one, however, does. So this little round part, ignore that. You can see that we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and now what you want to do is you have this little loop, or this little strand of yarn that's sticking out. What you want to do is you just want to go ahead and give it a pull. And when you do, the loop tightens. Okay, and you don't want to snip that part, that yarn off, just leave it as it is. And now you have this closed circle looking thing. And now what we want to do is we want to close this off, and to do that we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch that we made. So to find the first stitch, we're going to count backwards. So this is our last stitch that we made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our 5th stitch, and what we're going to do is insert our hook into that stitch that we made. It's the first stitch that we made. Grab yarn, pull through, and grab yarn, or that same yarn that we have on our hook, we're going to pull it through like so. And now we've just made a slip stitch. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and chain 2. So yarn over, pull through, and again, yarn over, pull through. You have 2 chains that we've just made. and now what we're going to do is we're going to start making our petals. So we have 5 stitches in our first round, and each of the stitches is going to make 1 petal. So we're going to have 5 petals. So now what you want to do is you want to do a double crochet, or we're going to start off with a double crochet into this first place that we slip stitched. So the same place that we slip stitched right over here, this little loop. What we want to do is we're going to yarn over, insert a hook into the same place we slip stitched, grab yarn, and pull up. And make sure that when you pull up all the way like this. So these 2 extra yarns that we have are the same length as our chain 2. Okay, and now we're going to do that 5 more times. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the same place, grab yarn, pull up, and then pull it up all the way. That's 2. We're going to do a total of 6 of these. Okay, so we've done the 2 of those. We're going to do it again. Yarn over, insert our hook, grab yarn, pull up all the way, yarn over, insert our hook, grab yarn, pull up. That's a total of 4. Yarn over, insert your hook, grab yarn. That's a total of 5. Yarn over, insert your hook, grab yarn, pull up. That's a total of 6. Now we have a whole bunch of loops on our hook, and now what we want to do is we want to grab yarn, bring our hook downwards, and we're going to pull this piece of yarn through all of these loops and pull it through like that. And now we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to go ahead and do 2 more chains. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and there is your first petal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move these loops over. So you find your next stitch, mine's right over here, and I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to do the exact same thing again. Okay, so yarn over, insert your hook into this loop, the same place where we slip stitched and chain 2, grab yarn, pull up all the way. That's 1. Yarn over, insert your hook, grab yarn, pull up. That's 2. Do it a 3rd time. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. And that's 6. Now we have all these loops on our hook. Now we're going to go ahead and yarn over and bring them through all of the loops on our hook. Okay? Now we're going to bring our yarn through to close that off. And now we're going to go ahead and chain 2. 1 and 2. And now we're going to do that again. Go ahead and find your next stitch. You can move your yarn over, and we're going to go ahead and slip stitch into that stitch. And now we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to repeat that same thing again. So yarn over, insert your hook, grab yarn, pull up. That's 1. Yarn over, insert your hook, grab yarn, pull up. That's 2. We're going to do that a total of 6 times. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops on our hook, chain 1 to close it off, and then chain 2, 1 and 2. And you're basically going to repeat that all the way around. I will be showing you how to do the rest of the petals, but that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to repeat that all the way around. So now for petal number 4, go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch that you have. So we worked into this one, move your yarn, move everything over. You can see this is your next. Insert your hook into that stitch and do a slip stitch. So to slip stitch, go ahead and insert your hook, grab yarn, pull through. That same yarn, go ahead and pull it through. Okay, now we're going to chain 2 again. 1 and 2. And now in this loop, I'm going to go ahead and do another puff stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, and pull through, that's 1. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, that's 2. That is 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to yarn over, pull through all of those loops, chain 1, and chain 2. Okay, slip stitch into your next stitch, so move your work over, slip stitch into the next stitch, and this is going to be your 5th and final petal. Okay, chain 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, pull through, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and now yarn over, pull through all of those loops, close it off, and chain 2. And now we're going to go ahead and find this next little space right over here, and we're going to slip stitch into that, insert your hook, grab yarn, pull through, and pull through. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and chain 1, and we're going to snip a small-ish strand of yarn and tighten it up. And here is your flower. It doesn't look too puffy. It looks more puffy on this side, but that's the wrong side of our work. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and push this upward like this. And now, as you can see, it looks a lot better. And now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and find the strand of yarn that's attached to your middle circle, this one right here, and you're just going to go ahead and pull on it. And when you pull on it, it sort of just tightens the loop, and I just like to do it again another time at the end just because I think it looks better. And then when that's done, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and grab your darning needle or your hook, and we're going to sew these together. So for the first one, let me show you how to sew in the strand of yarn with your hook. So what you're going to do is, okay, the yarn is attached right over here. So I'm going to grab my hook and I'm going to insert it into the closest stitch. And then I'm going to grab the yarn with my hook and I'm just going to pull it through. And now it's over here. Now I'm going to find the closest stitch to this loop, which is right over here. I'm going to go ahead and insert it. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab that yarn and pull it through, basically weaving it in back and forth. And you just keep doing that until you think that it is fastened enough. And do it one more time. Okay, so I think I weaved it in enough, and I'm just going to snip it off. Make sure you don't accidentally cut your flower, because then your flower will undo, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, so that's basically how you do it with a hook, but you can also do it with a darning needle. So insert your yarn into your darning needle like so, and you can just weave it in back and forth like so. Oops, that's okay, that happens. And once you think that your yarn is secured enough, go ahead and snip this off like so, and just repuff your flower by pushing it up, and there you have your puff stitch flower. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's been a while since I've made a video, so if this one was not explained well enough, or if you didn't understand a certain part, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below. If there's anything that you'd like me to improve on with my tutorial videos, please also let me know. I want to make these videos as understandable as I possibly can, so any feedback is good, and I will do my best to incorporate it in my next video. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!